previously would want a reporter to influence an audience with my messages, a creator or an influencer is really talking to their audience. And frankly, it's more authentic. Like I think when we saw a major transition during COVID, I hate using this term. I actually kind of like it, but it sounds a little highfalutin. But parasocial relationships that develop
Yeah.
between people and influencers really became solidified. Um, Word of mouth became digital word of mouth, became like, oh, I follow this person because I actually have a relationship with them. They don't know me, but I have a relationship with them, right? So what they say, I don't care if they're paid, right? What they say matters to me, and it's how I get my information. It's how I'm consuming media. So it the evolution and then the power of influencers has really merged with changing media consumption habits in a way that I think makes it what it is today.
Well, and also like I'll tack on more highfalutins, but like transparent opportunism is something I talk about in relation to it because again,
Sure.
if you've built enough of a relationship, it shouldn't and it does not give the audience the ick to say, hey, this is what I'm trying to build, come right along with me, and I think that that goes a long way.
And I think that also rests in the power of advocacy, right? Inspiring people to act, inspiring people to take action to, and I don't even like to use the term engage or like engagement metrics, but inspiring people to actually do a thing. You can see that in comments, you can see that in shares, you can see that in the things that are signals for people moving and taking action. And when it comes to, we saw it in the past election cycle, but when it comes to moving people from point A to point B, that's really where influencers have a lot of power and a lot of ability to activate their community, to get them to take action. Our family, through our channel, Rainbow Dads, we create a book drive every year around Pride to raise LGBTQ banned books. And then we pass them out at Pride parades. Um, the first year we did it, we raised like 1,500 books. The second year, 2,500 books. This past year, over 3,500 books, maybe even close to like 4,000. And ultimately, that's because the community that we have feels that we have a relationship with them. We talk to them.
Yeah.
My husband will spend hours responding to comments, engaging with people in the field, in comments field after a post goes up. And that's a behavioral difference between an influencer versus a creator who just posts something and hopes people like see it.
Hmm. No, yeah, I mean, again, probably the biggest lesson is just that we need diversity of terms, and that catch-alls don't necessarily work. But we want that quick fix of the catch-all. We get that
Yeah.
when you're talking when you're talking to comm students, like so classically trained myself, went through school, and one of the I'm going to date myself with this, but maybe not really, because I think the advice is probably similar in a lot of ways. I would get the advice that's like, no, don't make yourself the story. Head down, kind of just, exist in the background and make sure you build those relationships. And I think you acutely understand the value of. I think if you understand things from all different perspectives, and we live in an age where attention is currency, it's probably good to understand things from all ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I started my career with that perspective. Don't be the story. That's what we're sort of I geeked out on the idea of being sort of the person kind of controlling things from behind the curtain.
Hmm.
Um, but over time, what I've come to realize is that having a perspective and empathy for, especially in the influencer space, for what influencers need to do, deadlines they need to hit, what creators need to do, it gives me a different angle. And I've spent my career actually. Um, I have a career that's more like a millennial because I've left places when I knew I needed to learn more. So I went from traditional PR into influencer marketing at a performance media agency because I needed to understand the paid side, the performance side of our mix.
Yeah.
And then I left that to go to the supply side, basically working at a talent agency um, to understand what it was like to manage talent, to work with
Hmm.
talent. So it's always been important for me to have the perspective of multiple angles and having both run contracts with talent creators representing my clients as well as receiving contracts. I mean, it gives me a little bit of an advantage when it comes to negotiations, when it comes to
For
setting
sure.
briefs. Yeah.